I killed the first video, so didn't do anything. This is kind of where I left off at. So you kind of see here, I can zoom in on it. See, I've loosened my drain plugs to see some drippage there. I'm going to set my phone now, put my glove back on to help me keep from burning itself. So bear with me 1 second. Alright, got my glove on. Now, this drain plug here can be a little tricky. You just remove it, the oil itself will just come squirting out at you, potentially burn you. So, what I like to do, as just me, is I'll turn it. Get the camera so you can see it. I will turn it and keep turning it. While I'm turning the drain plug, I'm actually pushing in on it because I don't want to drop it in the oil. Turning. Alright, you can see the oil itself starting to drip. Pretty soon it'll start running. Now you got to do it pretty quick. And again, keeping the drain plug securely in your hand while you're pushing and turning. Okay, did you hear that click? That click means I have now twisted it out past the last thread. And the click you heard was me pushing against it and turning it the opposite way that it should go. So now what I'll do is secure the top of the head. There, see my hand, you see the oil dripping? I'm going to pull it and remove my hand to the side quickly. So now you got the oil coming out. So you see, this is what they'll do. And here's a picture of the drain plug. So this is what they do when you typically go get your oil changed. They'll just drain this. Now, again, me, I like to have my stuff fresh. So I'm going to show you the proper way to get a lot. Now, we'll never be able to get all of the residue and the debris that's in the engine oil passages out. So I'm going to show you a pretty easy way to help remove a lot of the residue that's in the bottom of the pan. Now, I've driven the car, and I got it up to about 60 miles an hour on the highways, and I've driven it for about 15-20 minutes, so the oil's really hot. So right now it's extremely viscous, which means it'll flow very, very easily. So it'll take a lot of the residue that was in the engine with it. Now, contrary to popular belief, dark oil does not mean dirty oil. I'm going to take my glove off real quick. All right, there we go. Contrary to popular belief, dark oil does not mean dirty oil. You know that your oil needs to be changed because your vehicle will likely tell you. A lot of the vehicles today come with oil change timers. Secondly, some of the oils today are actually dark in color. That's another reason why you can't go by the color of the oil. This particular oil is royal purple, which it's when you buy it, it's a dark color oil. So if I were to go off of the myth that because my oil is dark, it needs to be changed, I'd never, ever drive my car because I'd continually change it. So, one of the easiest ways that you can tell whether or not your oil is ready to be changed, again, you go by your vehicle. In the event that you have not reset your sensor, another thing you can do is check the viscosity of it. So what you're going to do there is just kind of take some of the hot oil, you only need a drop of it. You can actually use the oil from the dipstick, and you're going to put it on a clean, flat piece of glass or something like that, and you're going to see how fast it actually, and you're just going to take a drop of it and put it on the glass. If it runs down the glass very, very, very slowly, chances are that it is extremely viscous and it's built up with a lot of debris and things that are in it. If it flows down the glass pretty easily, you don't necessarily need an oil change at that moment in time because it still has a lot of the lubrication properties. You want to make sure you do a proper comparison with with a drop of clean oil as well. So if the used oil flows down the glass at the same angle, just as fast as the clean oil does, chances are you probably really don't need an oil change at that time. So again, don't necessarily go by the color. And if you are skeptical about the oil, then what I would recommend is, in lieu of changing the oil, change the filter. because that's where a lot of the contaminants are will be contained. Once your filter actually fills up, the contaminants are free flowing throughout your engine passages. So I am going to set this down now, and I'm going to show you how to get some of the gunk out of the bottom of your oil pan without removing it. So I'm going to set my phone down.